Good morning, Astronibs. Welcome and welcome back. I'll be your pilot for this part of the journey, and I'm glad to have you aboard. I hope everyone is doing okay. It is cold and snowy here this week. Like right now, it is snowing outside. And that's not super common out here, so it's really pretty. My car is less pleased than I am about this turn of events. It does not like driving in snow. But it's a wonderful excuse to wear scarves and drink hot drinks. But let's get started. This video is going to be a little bit different than the stuff that I have done so far. So if you are here because of my ink and paper videos, this is going to fall under the paint portion of paper, paint, and spaceships. And if this is too far out of pocket for you, then I have some bad news when I start adding spaceships. So yeah. So today's video is about my favorite ways to buy art. I love art. I love having my Instagram feed full of artists. I love watching art YouTube videos. And if I were less lazy, I would have more of it hanging up in my home, but there's limited wall real estate. So I find other ways to support artists and have their art in my life in a form that I can enjoy and share. I'm going to give you my top 5 ways to buy art for someone with limited wall real estate. And I'm going to start by talking about number 6, the honorable mention, which isn't even technically buying art. It can be an avenue for, I think, 3 of the things on my top 5 list. So the honorable mention is Patreon. A lot of artists have one set up nowadays, and they often come with physical reward tiers. Almost all come with some sort of Discord access, and I've found some of my best friends in these communities. Some offer complimentary commissions, early access to store releases, or content like webcomics, discount codes, tutorials, or exclusive art and stories. Patreon comes with a lot of benefits, both for the patrons when the tiers are set up well, and for the creators who now have a predictable source of income. I mean, it's definitely something that you need to make sure that you have the budget for, because $5 tiers stack up fast. But if you like an artist and you have the budget for it, I encourage you to go take a look. So, now onto the actual art. All right, this is me giving up on having a light editing video. Yeah, all right, which pen do I want to use? So, number 5. Pins. So maybe it's my magpie brain, because many of them are small and shiny. Or maybe there's something else going on, but I have a weakness for well-made pins. I have so many. If I'm unfamiliar with an artist and I come across their work at a con or something, pins are a really great introduction. They're a great way to kind of dip your toes into that artist's work. They're like low commitment, just kind of fun. And they're a great way to add bling to lanyards. So if you're at a con and you see a bunch of pins, you can put them on your con lanyard. they do have a lot of downsides, which is why they are in the number 5 spot. Not every artist's art is easily translatable into a pin form. Like, I was shocked when I saw that this is Stephanie Law, so she is a really intricate, fine detailed watercolor artist, and I was so surprised to see that she made pins. And the more intricately detailed and the more colors and special effects there are, so like this has glitter in some of them, the more expensive the pins are going to be. And that is also kind of a downside, is that you can get a pin usually for less than you can get a print for. But it's not necessarily a more cost-effective way to get their art. They're usually very small. It is also really tricky to figure out where to put them. You might notice that I still have a lot of pins that have the backing on them because I don't know where to put them. I have some sort of stuck into ribbons, and I put the ribbons around so that I can, look at a bunch. A lot of people put pins on like cork boards, but when you do that, you have to find a place to put the little backs. If you could put them on a backpack or a purse or a jacket, but you have to be okay with them getting damaged, or you have to be okay with one of those kind of clear case backpacks that shows off a panel that you can put a bunch of pins. A lot of people like that. That's not my style. I do not want to wear one of those around. So that doesn't work for me. So I have to get creative. So I think pins are a wonderful way to support an artist because overall it is something small, and it is a lot easier to find some place to store this than it is to find some place to store a larger piece of art that has no home. So pins are number 5. All right, let me put these away and then we will get on to number 4. Okay, I'm kind of cheating on this one because number 4, I'm saying art books. Now, a lot of people, when they think of art books, they think like the art of X. And that's not quite how I mean. I mean, I do mean that, but not completely. So we're going to move this out of the way and this because I mean that in addition to things like basically sort of art biographies, right? That are sort of sketchbook walkthroughs and sometimes process discussions. The other thing that I get are graphic novels. So just books that are packed full of beautiful illustrations of artists that I love. I like to get these smaller, like year in the life of books that sort of go through like the different pieces that were made. This was actually a gift from a friend, but it's just like the entire thing is so beautiful. Anyways, I love art books. The only problem with art books is that they are huge. It is difficult to store too many if you don't have a whole lot of shelf space, which I don't. I have a lot of bookshelves, but there are already a lot of books on it. Man, it just is not letting up. It is still snowing like crazy. Anyways, so even though I love art books and I love to get these and then get them signed by the artist, I can't rank it higher because they're so big and storage is a problem. So now I am going to put these away, and then we will come back to number 3, which really, like, 3 and 4 are kind of tied. We'll talk about it. Okay, so before we pull out the next one, I want to give a huge thanks to my friend Megan, who let me borrow some of hers for these because she is as into this one as I am, if not more so. So, number 3, calendars. Now, if you were here for Inkvent, or if you listened to my Inkvent wrap-up, you may know that I absolutely love the joy of the surprise of opening something up every day. It is the same with monthly calendars. So getting a calendar from an artist is in a lot of ways like having a surprise every month. Last year I had the 2023, let's go. Last year I had the 2023 Hikala calendar in my cube at work, and it was exciting every month to be able to open up to the next page, to see what it was, to see what the vibes were going to be for that month. And some months I didn't want to let it go, but it's not very expensive, and you basically get a print on each page. You can cut these out and boom, voila, you have a pretty sizable print for not a whole lot of money, all told. In fact, you have 12 of them or more, depending upon what kind of calendar you got. And so this year I have the Hikala calendar, which you may notice is a little bit bigger than last year's. That is exciting. I don't remember it being terribly much more expensive, but yes, I know it is most of the way through January, and I still have this calendar in the wrapper. It's fine. It's fine. I have the Jamila Knopf calendar, and these are beautiful. Essentially prints. Like, this is almost entirely intended to be the art, because you see down here, the calendar does not take up a whole lot of space. But I am probably going to take this one to work. It's been a long year so far. Yes, I know it's only January. But so many so many artists do such incredible calendars. This is one from my friend. This artist completely understands that people are buying this as much for it to be a print, because there's little perforations down here. And it's got beautiful, down here in the actual calendar, like a background illustrations. Like it's very, very well done. And a lot of artists will put these together themselves. So here's a watercolor artist who, I don't actually know which way this goes. Whoops, that was really loud. I apologize. It's a watercolor artist who did a bunch of little aminals. Now this one would be hard to pull prints out of because they're double-sided, but I feel like that made it really economical for the artist. Like it's a low barrier to entry for them to really be able to get this out to the people who want to enjoy their artwork. And I think that's cool. We should lower the barrier to entry for all of these. The downsides to art calendars like this is pretty much the same as the books. They take up a lot of space. You've got to find, I mean, yeah, I know they're flat, but you've got to find a space for them. And some of them, like there are some that I'm not showing you because they're like, they're huge. But the other thing is, like, as a calendar, they really only last 1 year. But, you know, they're still, I think, a lot of joy to be found in changing the page every year and seeing what the new month brings. So I love finding artists that do, I love this so much. I love finding artists that do calendars. I think that is fun. So I don't have to clean anything up because I cleaned up as I went. So we can head straight into number 2. Ah! Oh no, everything is falling, including the snow. Ah! So of the 3 that we have talked about so far, I have seen pins be a Patreon reward tier. I do not have any Patreon pin tier subscriptions, simply because I don't know what I would do with that many pins. There's a reason why it's number 5. But I do have Patreon reward subscriptions for number 2 and number 1. That's fine. Don't worry about the noises. So number 2 is Postcards and Postcard Prints. You're about to see more Hikala, by the way. So this is but a small selection of the postcard prints that I have. Some of them I ordered specifically. So here are some Hikala prints that are postcard sized. Some of them I found at conventions. Let me see, where's the rest of that one? I don't know. There we go. I found it. When I find these at conventions, it is so easy to be like, I will take however many postcard prints, and they're so easy to carry. You don't need a big bag for them. Some of these were gifted to me. Some of these, actually quite a lot of these, were Patreon rewards. So a lot of the artists that I support on Patreon are traditional artists, or primarily traditional artists. And so I have a lot of watercolor prints from like Denise Sodden. These were actually used as postcards. There are some prints that came quarterly. These are from a different artist. And then I have a ton of prints that I love from Victoria Gedvelas. I love her watercolors. I love them so much. She does really incredible watercolor portraits. And like I said, I am showing you but a fraction of the number of prints that I have for these. And I have some that are even smaller than this size, but I think postcard size is a pretty good middle ground, because you can like stick them into envelopes to carry them around if you want, which is actually, I keep a lot of my prints at work, and that's actually how I brought these home, is I stuck them in an envelope and put that envelope in my purse just to protect the prints. It can be tricky to figure out how to display these. I have strings strung up with little clothespins to just sort of hang them up and show quite a lot. And that way I can actually switch them in and out when I want. But that's not for everybody. They're small, they're inexpensive, and a lot of artists do these for Patreon tiers. A lot. But now we're going to talk about my number one. And if anybody has ever seen the inside of my planner, you know it's coming. Because at heart, I am a 5-year-old. So, my number one favorite way to buy art is stickers. Let's see if I can find where I've got my stickers. I have so many stickers. It's not even funny. I have like those cookie tins that you put sewing kits in sometimes. I have one of those tins, but it's just full of stickers. I have a lot of stickers from artists that I have other pieces of art from. So these are Denise Sodden that I have prints, the little postcard prints from. There are artists that I follow that I subscribe to on Patreon that I have stickers from, like Victoria Gedvelas always makes these incredible stickers. Like, oh, I love her stickers. Like, look how wonderful they are. And I just love how versatile stickers are for showing style. So this is the same artist that did the namesake webcomic. And this is my favorite sticker, perhaps in existence. It may never get stuck on anything because I never want to not have the possibility of it going someplace. I use stickers for more than just like art, though. I also have an ungodly amount of planner stickers. So, lest you think that I just have a whole bunch of random stickers. Anyways, there is still a downside to these wonderful stickers, which is that sometimes you have so many stickers and you want to find just the right place for them. I have gotten around that by, I put stickers on the cover of all my planners. As you can see, I put stickers on the covers of, where in the world? There we go. I put stickers on the covers of my sketchbooks. If you are wondering what that horrific noise is, it's a snowplow. I send stickers to friends. I put them in letters, and I will buy stickers with the specific intent of giving them away. They're a wonderful way to share joy, to bring joy every time you look at something. Like every time I look at the front of my planner, I get so happy. They're just wonderful, and they're so small. They're easier to store than anything else on this list. Even if you have about 1 million of them. So I am curious what your favorite ways to support artists is. What is your favorite form of art? How do you like to buy art? I think that's it. I'm gonna go see how horrifically long this video is and how much I need to cut down. So if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. And I will see you next week with a hopefully much less rambly video. Bye.